Hey everybody, welcome to Hockey Skate Down. Before we get into the video, I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers. If you want to join our hockey team, it's free. Click subscribe and the notification bell to all. Thank you all so much. Let's get started. I recently saw a show on MSG. If you guys and girls haven't checked it out, definitely check it out because it gave out a couple of tidbits of what the Devils could potentially do for the upcoming season. It's called Inside the Jersey. It's been replaying here and there, so you can definitely check it out. I'm sure you'll see it sometime during the week. But in the last couple of minutes of the episode, Steve Cangelosi threw out an interesting name that is a UFA this year, and I think the Devils should definitely take a serious look at. Evgenii DADANOV was the one mentioned, and typically this time of year they always do this. They always do a show where they talk about free agents and if the Devils should look at these type of players, but they always throw out a couple of names. This time they only threw out one name, and it was DADANOV, so I found that rather interesting, and I like DADANOV's play with the Panthers. I thought he was a good winger, and I think this could help out the Devils. I really do. So let's talk about, a little bit about him, his stats, and then we'll see if it's worth it for the Devils to go after. Dadonov is 31 years old. He's a UFA at year's end. His current cap hit is $4.4 million. It's $4.0 million. I don't want to say 4.4, but it's $4 million AAV. He's 5'11", 185 pounds. And NHL.com has him listed as a right wing, but other websites have right wing, left wing. So guessing he can play both sides of the wing, which is great to have a versatile winger. His stats, he was drafted in 2007, and his first year playing in the NHL was 2010-2011. He played in 36 games, had 8 goals, 9 assists, 17 points. 2011-2012, he played in 15 games, had 2 goals, 1 assist, 3 points. And from there was a big gap in between what NHL stats were because he went to the KHL to play, and that's where you'll find a coincidence with the Devils was that he played with Gusev, which is very interesting. Hopefully that can entice him to come to the Devils if they're looking at trying to acquire him this year. 2017-2018, he signed that year with the Panthers, a 3-year deal. And in that year, he played in 74 games, 28 goals, 37 assists for 65 points. 2018-2019 was his best year. He played in 82 games, 28 goals, 42 assists for 70 points. And this year, 2019-2020, he played in 69 games, 25 goals, 22 assists for 47 points. So his career stats were 280 games, 91 goals, 111 assists for 202 points, which is pretty good. And, this year he had 13 games left, so he probably could have hit the 30-goal mark for the first time and probably gotten 30 assists for 60 points, around that range. So you're kind of looking at that kind of production from him. He had a pretty good last 3 years that he signed with Florida. His cap is really good, and we're not looking at a huge cap increase for the next deal. So if you're looking at something this year of what contract he could sign for the Devils, you're looking at a 4-year deal, which would bring him to 35, which, after that would stay on the cap if they do anything with it. But sometimes they like to but the player may want that extra year of security, so you may have to go a 5th year on this deal. And being that it's at $4 million now, you're looking at anywhere from like $5 to $6 million being the high. So in between that range. So would it be worth it to give him a deal like that? I think it would. I think this would help out Hughes having a sniper on his wing, because that's what this guy is. He's a pure sniper. He's got a hell of a shot still, and he can still skate at 31 years old. I think this would be an interesting chance. There's a lot of other names out there in free agency, but with those other names, you're going to be paying a lot more, where I think you could get a good contract out of him. I know he's 31. I know the Devils, aren't ready to contend, but if they can add a couple of pieces, they could be a lot better of a team next year. And adding him would definitely help this team. And just to talk about him a little bit, I wasn't that familiar with him. I saw him play whenever he played the local teams or whenever Florida was on and I caught a game, but I never zeroed in on him to watch him in specific. So I went back and I watched some clips of him on YouTube, and just to say his game is something that the Devils need. He's got good speed at 31, skating down the wing and kind of crossing over towards the slot and ripping a shot. He's got a hell of a shot still. He scores a lot of goals from the front of the net, and he's the type of player where he likes to skate around, kind of lose himself in the play, and the puck always finds him for these garbage goals, and he scores that way as well. So he's always in the slot for a deflection, for a tip, for a shot. His chemistry with Barkov and Huberdeau was sensational, because what they would do is kind of skate down the wing, go around the net, and always find him skating high up the slot for that one-time shot. I've seen a lot of goals like that with him and this team, and I think that'd be very interesting for the Devils to do. He's a shooter. He would work well with our playmakers because we have a lot of those. We don't have a lot of shooters. So while we have players on the rise, I think we need someone that could help this team out for this year, and I think he could definitely do it. Just to talk a little bit about him more, he definitely is always around the net. He constantly, every clip you show, he's definitely around the net, either trying to create havoc, trying to score. He's a great player, and we don't have a lot of those players in our lineup. So I think his game would really work well with our system. I really do. So, I would think it'd be a good choice for the Devils to go after him. I know he's a bit on the older side, but you're going to need some players with experience to help these young kids. You're going to need someone to fill the net, which we definitely need. You're going to need a scorer on Hughes' wing to help him, mature and get better and gain that confidence too. He needs that heading into this year. So, to talk a little bit about Florida, their cap hit this year was $81.2 million. There was a lot of rumors of them wanting to shed cap space heading into next year to work around what they can do with their roster. And the cap hit for this year may be 81.5. There's rumors of it going to that amount. And a lot of people thought it'd be lower. A lot of people, it was supposed to be higher during the year, but once all this happened, it was supposed to drastically dip. So now that we hear it's 81.5, it's not that bad. But, some teams are still going to need to shed cap space, and Florida was definitely one of them. So their free agents this year are Hoffman, Dadonov, Howla, Boyle, Pissick. So they have a lot of free agents and a lot of RFAs as well. So, could we see them potentially not signing Dadonov and him going free agency? Possibly. Or they could bring him back. Who knows? But I think he'd be an interesting fit for the Devils as we need more wingers while our younger prospects develop and get ready for the NHL game. We do definitely need it for this upcoming year. I think he'd be an interesting option on that wing. So I'm all for it. He's a scorer. He plays hard in front of the net, and that's what this team desperately needs. So I'm okay with it. So comment below. Let me know what you guys and girls think. Do you think Dadonov would be a good fit for the Devils? As always, thank you for your time and watching. Smash that like button and subscribe to the hockey channel. Join the hockey team. Have a great night. Have a great day tomorrow. Take it easy.